Type 2 diabetes doesn't happen overnight. Rather, it takes 5 to 10 years of unhealthy habits to manifest into a full-blown condition. During this period, if you switch your lifestyle choices that increase your risk with the ones that protect you, then not only will diabetes be delayed, but you could also reverse it. So, the power is in your hands. Welcome to Lifestyle Prescription. I am Dr. Sadia, a licensed nutritionist and a lifestyle medicine professional. If you're looking to be a part of a community that discusses how diabetes can be prevented, managed, and even reversed through lifestyle changes, then you've come to the right place. Here I'm discussing today with you 7 lifestyle changes that can help you to prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. The first one I'm going to start with is losing some weight. Excessive body weight is a significant risk factor for diabetes, which is measured as a body mass index called as BMI and fat percentage. Asians in particular tend to develop diabetes at a lesser BMI than compared to the European ancestry. The presence of visceral fat, a layer of fat which is in the midsection of your body, is associated with increased insulin resistance, inflammation, prediabetes, and type 2 diabetes. Keeping a track of BMI, keeping it with less than 25 kg per meter square, or keeping your waist circumference less than 80 centimeters for women and less than 94 centimeters for men can prevent and delay diabetes to a larger extent. You must be wondering that if I am 10 kilos or 20 kilos overweight, will it help me if I lose a little weight? And the good news is, certainly it does. Extensive research has shown that even a 5% reduction in your weight reduces your risk of diabetes by a whopping 50%, and a 10% of weight loss reduces your risk by 80%. A study in Diabetes Care was reported which showed that even a 1 kg of weight loss can reduce your risk of diabetes by 16%. So wherever you start, and even whatever you lose of a little weight, that is going to help you in preventing diabetes. The second lifestyle change which can reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes is reducing ultra-processed food and increasing whole foods. You must be wondering, what is ultra-processed food? Well, ultra-processed food refers to food products that are heavily processed and contain numerous artificial additives, preservatives, and other chemicals. These food products are typically manufactured in food industries, pre-packaged, and contain very little of real whole food. It is true that they're convenient, they're tasty, they're easy to prepare, but they have a very little or sometimes no nutritional value. On the contrary, they have a lot of adverse effect on your health. Some of the examples of ultra-processed foods are the breakfast cereals which you consume in the morning, or cookies, sausages, nuggets, even a fruit-flavored yogurt, carbonated drinks, crisps, burgers, or mass-produced bread. One of a population study which was done on 100,000 adults and they were followed up for 10 years has shown that adding just 100 grams of ultra-processed food daily can increase your risk of diabetes by 5%. For instance, if you take a few cookies or a carbonated drink and a pack of chips every day, your risk of diabetes can increase by approximately 20 to 30%. To reduce the dependence on these foods, it is important that you start from identifying these foods. So how do you identify these foods? If you look at a food in the supermarket, you need to ask a question that, can you prepare this food in your kitchen? Or is this food containing at least 3 to 5 in additives and preservatives? For example, if you pick up a fruit-flavored yogurt, you would see that a fruit-flavored yogurt does not only contain yogurt and fruit, but it contains a list of other additives and preservatives. Instead of taking a fruit-flavored yogurt, maybe you can switch it and make your own fruit-flavored yogurt at home with fresh yogurt and fresh fruits. The other example of ultra-processed food could be a pack of chips. If you could switch the pack of chips with popcorn, which is made at home, that would be the best choice. By making these conscious choices, you can break free, or you can even reduce the consumption of ultra-processed food and consume more of whole foods. The third lifestyle change, which can significantly reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes, is reducing sugar-sweetened beverages and replacing them with either water, tea, or coffee. Sugar-sweetened beverages refer to any beverage with added sugar or sweetener like high fructose corn syrup. This sugar-sweetened beverages include carbonated beverages, punches, fruit drinks, sugared iced teas, sugared powder drinks, sports or energy drinks. Consuming these sugar-sweetened beverages is strongly related to type 2 diabetes, and this association is even stronger among young adults and Asians. Just a typical reminder that 1 can of cola or carbonated drink contains around 8 teaspoons of sugar, and a 20 ounce or a 500 ml of cola contains about 12 teaspoons of sugar. Your next question could be, okay, then can I take fruit juices because they are fresh? They are natural sources of sugar. Surprisingly, even 100% of fruit juices, often seen as a healthier alternative, increases your risk because it has a high concentration of sugar and very little of natural fiber. What about diet sodas? I have heard a lot of my patients switching from regular soda to diet soda, thinking that it will reduce my risk. However, research has shown that long-term consumption of artificial sweeteners, that is the zero-calorie options, is also related to high risk of diabetes. Rather, the best choice is replacing these sugar-sweetened beverages with water, tea, and coffee. And be mindful about the milk and sugar which you add to coffee. Now let's move on to the fourth lifestyle choice that can help you in preventing diabetes. And this is have at least half your grains as whole grains. When grains are processed, they lose their protective fiber. This creates a refined product like white flour or white rice. An analysis of research studies for over 36 years has suggested that whole grains can prevent you from type 2 diabetes. And according to these findings, adding even 1 to 2 cups of whole grains per day can significantly reduce the risk of diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and obesity. To find the whole grains, use ingredient list which you see on the food products. Try looking for whole grain bread, brown rice, wild rice, whole grain pastas, tortillas, and pita bread from corn or wheat, whole rolled oats, or even popcorn. Less familiar grains add a variety to the diet and give the benefits of whole grains, such as quinoa, barley, amaranth, bulgur, and millets. Introducing these whole grains into your family could be slightly challenging when you start with it. But however, trying new recipes and trying new ways of introducing these grains could be real fun. The earlier you start your children on whole grains, the better is the acceptance. This will be a new normal for them. The fifth lifestyle choice that can reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes is to cut down on processed red meat. Red meat in its unprocessed form is a valuable source of protein and B vitamins and is a part of traditional diet for several years. Whereas processed red meat is added with preservatives, additives, and chemicals like nitrites and nitrates during manufacturing, which can harm your organs like pancreas and increase insulin resistance. Examples of processed meats include hot dogs, bacon, ham, sausages, corned beef, and canned luncheon meats. Although a review of several studies has shown that even consumption of 100 grams of red meat can increase your risk of diabetes by 20%, the evidence is still inconclusive. Whereas consuming 50 grams of processed meat daily has shown to increase the risk of diabetes by 30%. Among these, specifically, the researchers have shown that bacon, sausages, or dairy meats are strongly associated with risk of heart diseases and type 2 diabetes. If red meat is part of your daily diet, it's not necessary that you completely eliminate it. Instead, you can limit the portions. Keep moderation is the key. Consider red meat as an occasional treat limit the portions, and use it to enhance the flavors of dishes rather than making them the main dish components. Opt for lean cuts of meat as they have less fat content. When preparing meat, trim off the visible fat as much as possible. Broiling or grilling can further reduce the fat content. Be mindful of avoiding charring when grilling meat, as it has negative health implications. There are also healthy methods of preparing red meat, such as sautéing, baking, roasting, and broiling, which can help you retain the flavor and reduce the consumption of added fats. The sixth lifestyle choice that reduces significantly your risk of type 2 diabetes is physical activity or active movement. Some activity is better than none. The more you do, the better it is, and the combination is the best. Over centuries, many theories of chronic disease prevention has come and gone. But one recommendation that stood the test of time is physical activity is a key in reducing the risk of lifestyle diseases. Increasing physical activity levels provides protection against type 2 diabetes. Worldwide, around 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men do not do enough physical activity to stay healthy. The magic number is 150 minutes per week. 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity per week via aerobic or resistance training or both is highly recommended in preventing not only diabetes but also cardiovascular diseases and fatty liver. Physical activities have been proven to reduce insulin resistance, reduce blood glucose in adults, as glucose is the fuel when you exercise. The best choice would be a combination of 30 minutes of aerobic exercises like walking, swimming, biking, or jogging, with twice weekly strength training exercises, which includes weights. The seventh lifestyle choice, which helps in reducing your risk of type 2 diabetes, is a good night's sleep. Sleep plays a crucial role in our overall health. Lack of sleep can lead to various negative effects, such as it reduces your capacity to burn calories during the day. It increases your feeling of hunger. It reduces the feeling of fullness. It increases stress hormones and insulin resistance. All of this which contributes to the risk of type 2 diabetes. New research suggests that getting fewer than 6 or more than 10 hours of sleep or experiencing poor sleep quality can raise your risk of diabetes. To improve the quantity and quality of your sleep, establish a regular sleeping schedule. Create a comfortable sleeping environment and incorporate relaxation techniques before bedtime. Added to this, limit your caffeine and alcohol intake and minimize your screen time before going to bed. Setting small goals will help you in increasing your sleep quality. For example, if you make a small goal that this week I will read before bed instead of watching my iPhone, that's a very small goal, but it will help you in achieving it and improving your quality of your sleep. So now you know the 7 lifestyle choices that can prevent you from diabetes, and if you have diabetes, they can help you in managing diabetes. So now you're ready to make a positive change and reduce your risk of diabetes. Don't wait any longer. Prioritize your health and take care of your future.